Hey, it's Friday. 3 or 4 months time ago, with Uber, things were really hopping. You were out there on a Friday. Things were busy. Drivers were ramping up, gearing up for the weekend. Now, during the pandemic, it's pretty much dead. There's nothing going on. So this announcement came yesterday. I always look at TechCrunch as one of my most reliable sort of tech online blogs, but I'll also read you their announcement directly, which came yesterday, April the 16th. This is their Uber's release, and it says here, let me just read it to you. Uber announces date of first quarter 2020 results conference call, withdrawal of guidance, preliminary first quarter financial items, right? The headline of TechCrunch, same topic here. Uber withdraws 2020 guidance. Now, a lot of you will ask, well, what does the word guidance mean in the investment world? So the thing is, we should clear that up first, and I'll also leave the link for you underneath this live feed. We got to sort of understand what the definition guidance means. A great website which breaks down the definitions in the investment world called Investopedia, right? Very much like Wikipedia, looks like a direct copy there. But what is guidance? Before we jump into Uber's withdrawal of the guidance, let's find out first what guidance means. Mark Roughton's in the house, Chris Hollingsworth in the house, REG's in the house, Jimmy Abstract Echo in the house, Garcia Bowie's in the house, NT is in the house, Desmond's in the house. I welcome you all, right? And as you walk in, we have 54 people watching. Let's slam that like button, the thumbs up button, to get things fired up for me. So guidance refers to statistical information that companies disseminate to shareholders in an effort to indicate projected future performance. My guess, I'm going to stop there for a second. My guess, it's really, really tough to make any predictions on projected future performance as far as Uber or Lyft are concerned. Firstly, the market's just simply not there. They can rely on some data from Uber Eats, obviously. Lyft doesn't really have much to offer there, but they didn't offer this withdrawal of guidance. We're talking about Uber here. And when you start trying to project future performance for Uber, I would say that is extremely difficult. And one of the main factors which really haven't been factored into here is that if you look at Uber's behavior, the way they treated drivers, the way they made all these promises, hey, you're going to get the PPE, you're going to get this, the sanitizers, nothing came. Many drivers that I've spoken to are done with this company, right? They're on the front lines. They needed the help. They needed the assistance. They done. So another scenario that could play out is even if the market rebounds, right? How many drivers drifted off elsewhere? How many drivers drifted off from Uber, let's say, to Postmates or to Instacart, and they say, you know what? This is way more reliable. I've got this down now. I've learned the food delivery business. I'm not going back to that company. They certainly weren't there for me when I needed them most, right? So that type of projected future performance is an unknown. But I don't think that Uber should underestimate that, right? What I just spoke about. Guidance, alternatively referred to as earnings guidance or forward-looking statements, typically includes revenue estimates, projected earnings, and capital spending estimates. How does guidance work? Although companies are not legally required to provide earnings guidance, it is nevertheless common practice for many of them to do so, Earnings guidance is generally provided along with a company's quarterly earnings report and is often discussed during analyst meetings. The information guidance statements provide is typically based on sales projections, market conditions. Obviously, in this case, definitely market conditions make a huge impact on the company, and company spending. However, some companies provide guidance on other aspects of their financial activities, such as inventory, units sold, and cash flow. I'm just giving you the breakdown of what the word guidance means in the investment world before we jump in. Influencing investors. Guidance reports can significantly influence an analyst's stock ratings, which may ultimately affect an investor's decision whether to buy, hold, or sell a security. For example, if a company's management dispenses guidance figures that fall well below market expectations, analysts will most likely downgrade the stock, causing investors to dump their positions, right? So given the state of affairs, right, wouldn't, or the current market conditions, don't you think that these analysts would actually downgrade the stock, right, and dump their positions? But the strange thing is, when we actually look at the stock today, right now, it just literally dipped under $28, right? This is after hours, $27.96. It's still holding fairly stable despite this withdrawal of the guidance, right? And this sort of puzzles me. This one really puzzles me. It's one that I can't figure out. Do they truly have this much confidence in the company, knowing that it has completely fallen apart in the riders segment? Or are they saying, hang on, Uber has been doing so much press about Uber Eats and talking about their victories and their successes and the growth in Uber Eats, that we can sort of look past what is happening in the riders section, sort of in our business where we all come from, right? We may have moved on. You and I may have moved on to other areas, to other gig companies, right? Many of you may have moved on to the food delivery business. But I'm really puzzled by the fact that the stock still trades at almost $28 as of today, April the 17th. Now, in the next quarter earnings, I don't think those numbers could look too rosy, because it really sort of incorporates these peak bad pandemic times when nothing's going on, right? And what will happen then? Will it climb to that point and then drop? Or will it slowly start dropping? The one thing here that really puzzles me about the Uber stock is that there's so much volatility, right? Goes down all the way to $14.92, rock and rolls all the way up to 28 again. I'm having a hard time figuring out the stock, knowing that the market's dry, knowing that the pond is dry, knowing that they like to fluff up the numbers and juice up the numbers. I'm still surprised that people are buying in and that the price is there. I would have honestly thought, if you'd asked me sort of for a future prediction a month or 2 months ago, I would have said the stock would be sitting on $15, $16 right now, maybe $18 at the most. So honestly, I was completely wrong. I have no idea what is keeping this price up. I honestly don't think that Uber is transparent and open and honest with the investment world, with Wall Street. I think they always try to paint a far rosier picture through their press releases. I personally think if one were to get the news from the inside, you're talking about a lot of rotting apples and potatoes there. It doesn't look healthy on the inside. But what they are projecting on the outside does look like a bed of beautifully smelling roses, right? So we have Lee Guti in the house. I applied for EDD, but my payment is $0. You may have to appeal that, my friend. Lewis Albums in the house. Alums. Jonathan Ortiz, how are you, my friend? Hey, brother, awesome channel. I know you are one of the few that reads comments. Can you somehow touch on the restaurant not opening for drivers that kind of work for them, or DoorDash, Uber, Postmates? I want to help you here, Jonathan Ortiz. Can you explain to me a little bit more clearly what you want me to do? I definitely want to work with you here. James Campbell, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Remember, transparently full of snot. Indeed. So let me just go back to Jonathan Ortiz's comment here, because I really want to understand where he's coming from. So awesome channel. I know you are one of the few that reads comments. Indeed, I do. Can you somehow touch on the restaurants not opening for drivers that kind of work for them, or DoorDash? Okay, good point. So before we jump back into guidance, we're going to obviously go through these two articles, and we're going to cover that. I do want to interact with the people in my live stream. This may be a little bit difficult for the public to understand that's coming in, that sort of wants to check out the main headline, my topic. But what we tend to do in this live stream is we often jump into the live stream and talk about topics. So the topics may change, but I always get back to the main topic and I finish the story. So my prediction there with the restaurants not opening is that the pressure that Uber and Postmates and some of those companies, Jonathan, are putting on the restaurants, right? Let's say going from 25% of that menu item price that they're taking from them, on top of the delivery fee that they're charging their customers. They have upped that fee from 25 to 40% in many chances, increasing the margin by 15% for Uber, less for the restaurant. The restaurant can't survive on margins when you've taken 40% out of their margins. So many of those restaurants will simply protest and close and say, you know what, we're not going to use Uber. We're not going to use Postmates. We'll work with the ones that give us a decent spread, maybe 15 to 25%. But we will not be held ransom at 40% as these companies are price gouging them right now. So you will see a lot of restaurants not actually working with the food delivery companies for that reason. Another main reason is that a lot of restaurants also just simply haven't found ways to keep themselves open, right? They don't know how to connect, right, or set up an online menu. They don't know how to connect with all their customers because they've never integrated social media or done surveys or collected phone numbers from their clients, right? And now suddenly people can't sit down in the restaurant and they're folding. A lot of these restaurants are folding. They're only, and I've been in the restaurant business and I've managed 80 restaurants in a chain of restaurants, Irish pubs in South Africa. And I've also managed as a teenager and in my army days, some very, very high-end restaurants in South Africa and Europe as a restaurant manager. So I do understand the front end and the back end of restaurants very, very well. If you are not networking and getting out cards or incentives and collecting their data, a day like this comes like the pandemic, right? And you don't have their data and you're not getting that business because you can't seat those people in your restaurant. You're then at that moment completely relying on the online world. And you cannot completely rely on Uber Eats and those other restaurants because they're killing you with those 40% margins. So sadly, many mom and pop good restaurants, Italian restaurants, Mexican restaurants are dying. In LA, I visited a Mexican restaurant and they're selling other products, right? They're selling other products just to stay alive, right? Out of their takeout. Like, do you need this? Do you need this? Okay, so they have like a takeout. They give you the burrito and then they say, by the way, do you need anything else? We have other merchandise here. We can help you. So they are actually, they're not price gouging, but they're staying creative by maybe making an additional $1,500 or $2,000 more by selling products through that pickup window. Got to get creative here, my friends. So not to go too far off track, but I hope I hope that answered that. I hope that answered that. So now back to the guidance definition. Regulations and risks. Guidance statements carry the potential risk of being incorrect. My guess is that the guidance statements, the reason why they are withdrawing them, because they're too ashamed of them, right? They're just too ashamed of their numbers right now. So they're withdrawing that guidance. But they say guidance statements carry the potential risk of being incorrect. For this reason, safe harbor provisions were instituted to protect companies from being sued should their forward-looking expectations fail to bear out. Most notably, in 1995, Congress enacted the Private Securities Litigation Reform Act, PSLRA, which helps shield companies from security frauds lawsuits stemming from unachieved expectations. It is very, very difficult to look into the future and say, hey, you can expect this from us, right? So that protection that was built in is that somebody now in 4 or 5 months' time can't turn around and sue the company and say, hang on, you put those projections way too high. This is why I bought in. And they're suing them over false. You can't do that. So that Congress enacted that Private Securities Litigation Reform Act. To further protect themselves from lawsuits, companies pair their guidance reports with disclosure statements highlighting the fact that their projections are by no means guaranteed. And we will see that in the wording, in the legal wording, as I read you the Uber guidance release, which came yesterday. Furthermore, companies are under no obligation to update their guidance after initial reports are issued, even if markets events render their projections unlikely. Not everyone in the investment community hails the importance of guidance reports. Investment guru Warren Buffett recently called for companies to stop issuing quarterly earnings guidance because he believes that it causes companies to foolishly place too much focus on making the numbers at the expense of nurturing long-term interests of their operations. Key takeaways here. Guidance refers to information companies disseminate to shareholders in an effort to indicate projected future performance. What is up with Ismail Ruiz? What's the wow? Dustin says, yeah, it's getting crazy. Dustin, how are you, brother? How are you, my friend? Send my love to New Jersey, to you, to the family, to the kids. Hopefully you're all staying strong there indoors and not going too stir crazy. So further key takeaways, alternatively referred to as earnings guidance or forward-looking statements. Guidance typically includes revenue estimates, projected earnings, and capital spending estimates. Guidance reports can significantly influence an analyst's stock ratings, which may ultimately affect an investor's decision whether to buy, hold, or sell a security. Because guidance statements carry the potential risk of being incorrect, safe harbor provisions were instituted for the purpose of protecting companies from being sued should their forward-looking expectations fail to bear out. Companies are under no obligation to update their guidance after initial reports are issued, even if market events render their projections unlikely. Now, TechCrunch, who really breaks it down nicely for you, I'm going to read you this before we then actually jump into Uber's actually released guidance. Dustin says, I'm going to go nuts. I'm almost there, Dustin. I'm almost losing my marbles. Dustin, Sunday morning, I just put it out there, and this was just to get it going. This was after the April 1st 6-hour live challenge. I was hoping that more people would jump in on April the 1st. But we then changed it to 24 hours, which I found rather hardcore. And nobody was sort of taking the bait on that. So I just said, hey, you know what? Let's start Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 afternoon Eastern time. Whoever wants to jump in can do a 24-hour live stream. I know Dark Road Run is in. I know Driver Sensei is in. I know that Go Donny Com is in, and a few others. I'm going to give it my best shot. I cannot guarantee anything. Dustin, I'm sure it would be difficult to go for 24 hours when you have kids around you. You know, the dinner has to be on the table. The kids want your attention. It's not easy, right? But If you want to join in, great. Even if it's just symbolic for 1 or 2 hour live stream, just a symbolic, and then mainly or hopefully calling attention to gig worker companies that really have failed or just been talking and saying, hey, we'll get you PPE, nothing is coming. So collectively, hopefully all of those live feeds can call them out like, hey, nothing has arrived. Are you just talking the talk, or are you also actually able to walk the walk? Right, so that should be one thing we should hold them accountable for on Sunday. Another big one, I think, is just generally misclassification of drivers. Drivers should have been taken care of in these times. They're not. We sort of fell into the cracks because of the independent contractor status and all these IRS filings and all the stimulus money. We were not taken care of in the equation. I'm sure we will be, but we're waiting and waiting and waiting, maybe for a few more weeks, and we're just not getting the help right now. So just calling attention to the states, to the governors, to the senators, to the congressmen, to the gig companies that this shit cannot happen again. It cannot happen again. We have to learn from this, and we have to change things. And I think if we can collectively get a lot of social media out there on Sunday, when you have all of these people live streaming, doesn't matter if it's from 2 hours to 24 hours. Obviously, the guys that do 24 hours, I mean, that's hardcore. Dark Road Run is going to be doing it right next, with rideshare driver Sensei. Bouncing the energy off each other, they might go longer. But if you're just sitting there as an individual in front of a screen, I mean, you'd go nuts. You'd go stir crazy after 24 hours. But we'll try. We'll do it our best. Experts' choices in the house. Clyde Peach says nada, PEE. I haven't seen nada either. Dennis Torres, Uber think that they can get away with anything. Wait when you see Uber and Lyft go down as a company that they used to be. I'm with you, Dennis. I'm with you 100%. And I'm going to club them and club them and club them daily with bats, with hammers, with whatever I have over their heads so that they, we can expose these frauds as greedy, hungry, money-grabbing, incompetent executives that they are. El Chapo, how can a company like Uber juice up their numbers when they are publicly traded company? Isn't that illegal? No, it's very well known. I mean, you can Google that up, like how companies juice up their numbers, right? You can fluff up the numbers. It's all in the wording, right? But the real pros know how to read in between the wording. They get what's going on. So just to give you an idea, Uber is walking back, like they're walking back its annual guidance for 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm sure that many companies are walking. So they're not just the only ones walking their annual guidance back, right? So update, this article was corrected to reflect that the guidance was for 2020, not an update that would include the fourth quarter adjusted EBITDA profitability target. Uber CEO Derek K. Khosrowshahi Shark, as I call him, said earlier this year that the company planned to make an operating profit by the final quarter of 2020. That shouldn't be confused with annual guidance, right? That statement there that he made should not be confused with annual guidance. Uber said yesterday, it was withdrawing its 2020 guidance for gross bookings, adjusted net revenue, and adjusted EBITDA, which were provided on February the 6th. That's sort of like as the numbers started climbing, right? The pandemic numbers the markets really started shutting down second week of March, right? So they made these announcements February the 6th, probably were still rather optimistic at the time, right? Provided on February the 6th, 2020, during the company's earnings call. The company's previous 2020 guidance was gross bookings between 75 billion and 8 billion, adjusted net revenue 16 billion to 17 billion, and an adjusted EBITDA loss of between 1.45 billion and 1.25 billion. Uber did not provide new guidance for 2020. They just simply withdrew it. Given the evolving nature of COVID-19 and the uncertainty it has caused for every industry in every part of the world, it is impossible to predict with precision the pandemic's cumulative impact on our future financial results, Uber said in a statement. My friend here from Ghana, Olanyo Kwezi Kra, they are just talking nothing to show up. You nailed it, my friend. You're on the money there. You're on the money. You're on the money. So Uber also warned that it expected an impairment charge of between 1.9 billion and 2.2 billion because of declines in value on some of its minority equity investments. Uber has minority stakes in Didi, Grab, Yandex Taxi, and Zomato, according to its latest annual report. That one-time charge is not expected to impact Uber's first quarter adjusted net revenue, adjusted EBITDA, cash and cash equivalents or short-term investments, the company said. Uber also used Thursday's change in guidance to highlight initiatives it launched in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, including a financial assistance program for drivers and delivery people. Come on, how could they put that into the wording? Uber also used Thursday's change in guidance to highlight initiatives it launched in response to COVID-19 pandemic, including a financial assistance program for drivers and delivery people. You've done shit. They said maybe they put in 3 million. That's nothing. They're sort of like downplaying the scenario. Oh, we did all of these responses to the COVID-19, so we can't really give you much guidance because we don't know how much response and how much money you didn't lay out any money for us, my friend. You didn't do jack shit. Uber said it plans to account for its program as contra revenue, which will likely reduce GAAP revenue by an estimated $17 million to $22 million in the first quarter and an estimated $60 million to $80 million in the second quarter. Uber will exclude the impact of certain COVID-19. Listen to this. Uber will exclude the impact of certain COVID-19 specific expenses from adjusted net revenue and from adjusted EBITDA to help investors assess the impact of COVID-19 on our financial position. The company has scheduled its first quarter earnings call for 1:30 p.m. May the 7th. Now, let's work with that time, May the 7th. Right now, they're just trying to, confuse the market, fudge the numbers a bit. But what really happens on May the 7th? What are they going to produce on May the 7th? Surely, my friends, it cannot remain here. It cannot remain here. Surely on May the 7th, something has to drop, some bad news, because they can't sort of erase January till May, that first quarter. They cannot just erase and pretend this has not happened. These numbers have to flow in here, right? So my guess is from what they came out swinging there in February the 6th, reassuring the market rallied from 1490 all the way up to 26. Big promises, no worries, we've got cash, we've got liquidity, we've got $10 billion. Now all of a sudden they're backpedaling. Remember how the article started off with. It said, Uber is walking back its annual guidance for 2020 due to the COVID. On May the 7th, it cannot look pretty after the first announcement. The second quarter, it's going to look catastrophic, right? It's going to look catastrophic. Here's what they have to say, right? Let's break this down, and this is really interesting. Manca Travel, Bolt Bucharesti. When all this COVID blows over, my wife and I are moving back to Europe. By 2021, all the Italian land for sale from the people that passed away, even a small investment, will be significant. I don't think that the death rate in Italy, my friend, will affect property prices in Italy, if that's what you're implying. Right? I don't think it'll have, right now, yes. Right? But when this market bounces back, yeah, you could probably pick up some good deals, but I wouldn't just assume because, hey, there was a high death rate in Italy. There's a lot of land available right now, right? You can go in and get stuff for a penny. What you can probably get, you could probably buy up a lot of businesses or people that are maybe losing their homes, and you start buying foreclosures at the auctions, right? Remember, the banks take back the property and then it goes to an auction. You might get some good deals there, right? But my guess is, let's say you've owned a piece of olive farm land in Florence, Firenze, Italia, where I've been many times, beautiful. An elderly couple owned that. They passed away because, I'm just playing like worst case scenario here. Like an elderly couple passed away because they died of COVID. Guess what? The next generation, their children inherit that farm. So, you know, what you will have is you will have a lot of good deals in the United States. The rich get richer. You'll have a lot of good deals in Italy, Spain. But understand that these numbers are not all crazy and as bad as they are in the 3 or 4 countries that I've mentioned. Maybe, you know, Italy hit hard, Spain hit hard, France hit hard, United States hit hard. But you're certainly not going to get those deals in New Zealand and Taiwan because they hardly have any big numbers to show. Why? Because they took action in January and they plugged all the holes. Taiwan, I think, has, oh my God, maybe 10 fatalities? I could be completely wrong, right? That president was a lady in Taiwan, immediately took action day one, plugged all the holes, had enough PPE. It's unbelievable what that lady president did in Taiwan. It's unbelievable. They look to her as the role model of how a pandemic should have been handled. You know, you go and read it up. Taiwan president handles pandemic. The lady was on top of it. Anthony Castillo says, Jesus is coming and you think life is going to be normal. Give your life to the true Messiah, Jesus Christ. Read your word, pick up your Bible. And listen, I respect that you respect the Bible. I respect that you respect Jesus Christ. You know, absolutely. I mean, that's your religious belief. But to believe Jesus Christ is gonna wave the magic wand and the pandemic's gonna go away, or that there's gonna be fair distribution of monies across the globe to all citizens, I don't think so. And that's no disrespect to your Jesus Christ. No disrespect to him. I'm not being blasphemous here. It's Moose says, keep in mind they have 10 billion. Sorry, I got to read that because it went too fast there. Keep in mind they have 10 billion in the bank. There's 1,000 million in a billion. 3 million is nothing. Exactly. Thank you. Point made. Texas Mike, fake numbers, they will say. Indeed, indeed, my friend. We welcome you, Texas. Where in Texas, my friend? Leo Casamento, my problem is why isn't the California legislator not dropping the hammer on these clowns? AB5 was passed. And Leo, 100% correct with that statement. California really did not handle this AB5 issue well. They did not handle it well. You know, I'm going to give you some real facts. These from trial attorneys, top trial attorneys. Their cases are only postponed till September. Uber is buying time in the courts, right? Possibly have a face-off with California, who they sued in September. But California should be stronger than that. They should assign those attorneys and say, hang on, there's a pandemic going on. You guys were not there. These people, and you know, for that matter of fact, all drivers in the United States, all drivers worldwide, many were left behind. So this bullshit that you're trying to do by not having, you know, workers' compensation, sick leave, blah, 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 We have to now immediately, you got to bring in the governors, you got to bring in the law and change it right now. I have no idea why California is so weak on Lyft and Uber. I have no idea. What's going on there behind the scenes? You tell me. Yes, love and light, how are you? Yes, there is a COVID map. Taiwan was tops. I mean, Taiwan, I read an article about this woman, man. She handled it like a dream. And I never want to use that word dream with pandemic, right? But she really masterclass what she did there. You read what this woman put in place. You read what the female president of New Zealand put in place. They immediately stopped all tourists coming in. Right there, January, right? They plugged all the holes. Here in the United States, you know, leaders on the top, I'm sorry to say, many leaders, many governors, goes right up to the administration, fast asleep. Denial, denial, denial. This is not going on. It's not real. It will not affect us. There are no numbers. And this is how they were still talking in March, while the rest of the world, or many countries of the rest of the world, were taking action in January and February. We woke up and smelled the coffee in March, and now they want to go back to work. People actually, they want to open up the states and go back to work. I read an article today that in rural America, where they said, oh, you know, the administration was saying this is not going to affect rural America. No, now there are pockets of actually the pandemic breaking out in rural America. Why? Because the people did not practice the stay at home. The people did not practice social distancing. They were social distance deniers. They thought, no, this is not going to get us. Now it's happening. Instead of coming down hard, for example, like Germany did, or like Taiwan did, this is it. We're doing this for the whole country. I know it's going to be 60 shitty days, but we're going to get through this. And look at their curves. Look at their curves like this. Look at our curve. Because some were practicing social distancing, some were not. Some states were doing stay at home, some were not. If you are offering $2.2 trillion in stimulus money, surely you've done your calculations. Surely you understand how much money that is, right? And if you distribute that accordingly to everyone, to all 300 plus million citizens, you can buy some time. I don't understand why restaurants like Chris Ruth get $20 million bailout money. And, you know, I mean, wait till 6 months' time when we start getting the numbers, who got what, how much did the airlines get, how much did the independent contractors get, how much did the little guy get. Wait till those numbers come out. You're going to be astounded when you suddenly realize in 6 months' time, wow, the rich did take care of the rich, right? The cronies really took care of the cronies. And it's easy in the United States. And I've lived in several countries. In the United States, you buy influence as a company, right? You buy influence. Google has an army, 30 lobbyists in Washington, D.C., running around all the time in restaurants, whining and dining this Republican, whining and dining this Democrat, whining and dining this senator, whining and dining this senator, whining and dining this congressman, right? You know, that is how the system is run, and it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, it's wrong. But you should not be able to buy your influence. It should be one man, one vote, and go out there and campaign. But to get all this crazy money from corporations who you're allowing them to own you and buy influence, it's wrong. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion, and I'm stating my opinion. You guys could be of a completely different opinion. Now, Uber announces date of first quarter 2020 results conference call, withdrawal of guidance, and preliminary first quarter financial items, right? And what does this article say? This is Uber right now, yesterday, April the 16th. We're on April the 17th today. San Francisco, Business Wire. So they use Business Wire to push out this press release. It's a very well-known press release platform. You can look it up. Uber Technologies Incorporated will hold its quarterly conference call to discuss its financial results for the first quarter of 2020 on Thursday, May the 7th. if I could make some predictions, the numbers on Thursday, May the 8th, when the markets open up, if people are shorting there, that thing should go into the free fall, should go free fall. So this thing here makes 0 sense to me, right? After hours trading 27.87. Let's reevaluate and look at things after May the 7th. I think there's a lot of money to be made if you're shorting the stock on that day, right? I think on May the 7th, prior to that announcement, might be, 26, 27, 28, maybe even 30. But come May the 8th, what if you were shorting the stock? What would happen? A live webcast of the conference call and earnings release materials can be found on Uber's investor relations website, investor.uber.com. We'll go back there just now. A replay of the conference call will be accessible for at least 90 days. So it'll be there for quite some time. Given the evolving nature of COVID-19, and this is coming directly from Uber, right, from San Francisco, from the headquarters, and the uncertainty it has caused for every industry in every part of the world, it is impossible to predict with precision the pandemic's cumulative impact on our future financial results. As such, we are withdrawing, backpedaling, our 2020 guidance for gross bookings, adjusted net revenue, and adjusted EBITDA, which were provided on February the 6th, 2020. Now, on February the 6th, 2020, I listened to that conversation. He made everything sound like a bed of roses. They're okay. Maybe not on May the 8th, maybe not even on the first quarter announcement, but in the second quarterly announcement, my friends, I think your stocks are penny stocks. That's just, and again, I could be horribly wrong. I've been wrong so many times when it comes to predicting the stock, because it's sort of not following the traditional path here. James Campbell says, so if there's a lava flow in your background, does stay at home still apply? In Hawaii, I don't think so. And by the way, I've got to tell you something interesting about lava flow. I know I always flow off the topic sometimes, but when those fissures started on the Big Island, and just, you saw it on the news, the lava was going out there. 2 or 3 months later, I went down to the Big Island and I said to myself, I'm going to get to that spot and I'm going to take pictures. I don't know if I ever shared those pictures with you, but I went at 12 o'clock at night, and I wanted to see this stuff squirting up in the air. And everywhere I went, all the streets were like locked down. Military trucks, police, everything was cordoned off all over, all of these little side streets. And I drove around for hours. I don't know what time in the morning I found some little farm road, driving down and sort of drove over here, drove over there. And I get to an area, I open up the window and it's just sulfur smell, right? Sulfur. And I'm like, wow, it was almost like choking sulfur smell. And I just saw all this gray smoke coming up on the side. So I went across, climbed up, and took some of the most insane pictures. And then I just got the freak out of there because I didn't want some big rock come flying through the air, maybe landing on the car. Anyway, had to share that story with you. I'll find those photos. I'll find those photos for you. Uber girl Paula obviously likes Trump. She says Biden's a douche. Okay, you're entitled to your thoughts, Paula. Everyone's entitled to their thoughts. As one of the world's largest platforms for work, we continue to believe that we will play an important role in the economic recovery of cities around the globe to support those whose earning opportunities have been depressed as a result of COVID-19, as well as communities hit hard by the virus. We announced and implemented several initiatives. Listen to this. This is a fat lie. If I can ever talk about a lie, this is a lie. So they said, as well as the communities hit hard by the virus, we announced and implemented several initiatives during the first quarter of 2020, including a financial assistance program for drivers and delivery people. We intend to account for this program as contra revenue, which we expect will reduce GAAP revenue by an estimated $17 to $22 million in the first quarter. You have barely spent $3 million, right? That thing is a fat lie to say that you came up with this financial assistance program. It's absolutely flat out a lie. And an estimated 60 to 80 million in the second quarter to help investors assess the impact of COVID-19 on our financial position, and in accordance with recent SEC staff guidance, we intend to exclude the impact of certain COVID-19 specific expenses from adjusted net revenue and from adjusted EBITDA. Yeah, you want to exclude them because that would be so embarrassing if you included them. Very simple. Given that much of the world is currently on some form of coronavirus lockdown, we expect to record an impairment charge against the carrying value of some of our minority equity investments. We believe these investments will be reduced by an estimated range of $1.9 to $2.2 billion during the 3 months ended March 31st, 2020, due to the impact of the pandemic on the estimated value of these entities. These reductions in investments on our balance sheet are expected to increase first quarter GAAP net losses by 1.9 to 2.2 billion, but are not expected to impact first quarter adjusted net revenue, adjusted EBITDA, cash and cash equivalents, or short-term investments. I know, why wouldn't that impact the first quarter? Are they not putting those numbers into the first quarter? On our March 19th, 2020 conference call, we provided an update on our response to the pandemic. There was no response to the pandemic by you. On May the 7th, we look forward to sharing further details on the steps we are taking to continue to strengthen our financial and operational position, improve our cost structure, and support our communities during this crisis. We will also provide details on how our businesses are performing across the broad geographical footprint where we operate, as well as trends we are seeing across business lines. Big deal. Nothing, that's just fluff. Hey, we got restrooms at LAX. Well, that's probably because people like Paula, myself, and many other people made videos and exposed Ubers and LAX. Both Uber and LAX were responsible for those trashy, stinky toilets, right? Hopefully, new toilets, they're getting cleaned more often. I mean, we are pushing and pushing on that. Not a great subject to talk about, but it had to be done. Jonathan Ortiz says, if you can include the big deal about drivers needing a place to wash up between deliveries, we need them to open up the restrooms at restaurants, or something we can call, something we can all count on, especially during shifts. Right, where do you go? You know, if you have to clean your hands or go to the restroom, right? You can't just, all of these restaurants are takeout only. You can't just walk in. I've seen many people use the gas stations, right? You go in there, maybe you just fill up $5 or $10 gas and you use the the toilets there to clean up, do what you have to do, right? So my guess is that people in the field are using gas stations more than ever. That's just my response to that, Jonathan. Nifty 50s Life says, Apptrepreneur is a pessimistic person, so is the Rideshare Hub. Look, if that's the way you see them, if that's the way they're talking during these times, I haven't really watched many of Kevin's, or I don't watch Rideshare Hub. I just honestly, not to trash him, I just don't respect him. He doesn't understand business, and he just brings in a lot of good-looking little young people that just quack. That's not a channel you're going to get a lot of value from. That's just in my opinion, right? Will he learn over the next 5 or 10 years? I'm sure he will learn. But he knows how to do the internet marketing. He knows how to get subscribers. He knows how to create very clickbaity thumbnails and that. But as far as being pessimistic, now's not the time to be pessimistic. Now's the time to come up with plan B and stick together and help your brothers and sisters through troubled times. This is not the time the ostrich can put or dig his head in the sand and pretend there's not anything going on. The fact is there's a lot going on, and you can face it, right? I just heard Florida governor approves reopening of some beaches, and it's still increasing, over 700 deaths in Florida. Why does DeSantis go out and open up more beaches? Dude, you got blood on your hands, man. Just work together for the next 30 to 60 days. Why are they so eager to open up the beaches? I have no idea. Can't you just wait? It's just announced. Can't you just wait till summer, till July, and then open up the beaches when it's nice and warm? Why do you have to send people out there that are infecting each other, and then they travel across the country because they went down for a little short holiday stay in Florida? They're allowed to go to the beaches. They take the infection back into rural America to other cities, get other people infected. I mean, guys, work together, for crying out loud. Why is it 3/4 of the governors get this and 1/4 of the governors don't get this? What is up with Florida? Well, Yanyo says the question is, what happens to drivers who keep the Uber platform running during this difficult time, risking our life to send frontline workers to work, pick up distances to and far? I honestly, my friend, I wouldn't get out there and drive. I'm not sure. I don't think is Uber Eats. Are there any food delivery in Ghana? I think we spoke about that briefly. I would be the first one, Wilanya, who would support you in if you started your own little food delivery company in Ghana. I know you can do it, brother. I'll assist you. You have a platform. I'll help you. But I'm really sorry that people like Wilanya, who's really relying on that money, is still sent to the front lines. And you're probably not getting any PPE. You're probably not getting any sanitizers, gloves, N95 masks from them. You're probably not getting anything from them, right? By the way, if you're a Postmates, food delivery person, you can get your 1 or 2 masks. They announced yesterday. I ordered additional ones, $299 shipping. They're just charging you for the shipping. You probably get a little envelope in 1 or 2 days. I'll probably get it and I'll show it to you maybe tomorrow, the next day, how Postmates will open it up together. I'll spray it down, because obviously somebody has touched that parcel, but I'll spray it down and show you what it looks like. We'll sort of look like, okay, this is an N95 mask, or they're sending you the good mask, or they're sending you shitty masks. But I mean, they're doing more than Uber Eats is. They're doing more than many of the other companies are doing. Nifty 50's life because he's a Trump's puppet. DeSantis is definitely a puppet to thing. I mean, I don't want to get into politics. Don't get me riled up. My dad was a politician. I don't know enough about politics, but I am blown away by DeSantis's actions. I am blown away that he announces today that he's opening up several beaches in Florida when the numbers are going up, right? The death numbers are going up, and those guys are going to carry that problem into rural America and other areas, because why people go to Florida, it's an escape. Oh, wow, you know what? They're opening up the beaches. We need a holiday. Let's go. Boom, you mingle with people again, back to square one. Instead of working together, it really, really upsets me, my friends. It really, really upsets me. Love and Light do that. We'll order mine from Postmates today. You should have received an email. You respond to that email. By the way, that email is tracked. They double check your email against their Postmates database. You can only order there once. I try to see if they would order with another email just to test the system. They don't. So whatever email you have in the Postmates system, there's one delivery going out, which is good. Expert Choice says, I was waiting for Uber to man up early in this and say, we got you, don't drive, and we will aid you in this tough time. Unfortunately, that terminology, manning up, for Derek Kay, doesn't exist. He hasn't even buoyed up yet. He's still in his crawling infancy stage as far as his mentality goes. He still acts like a little child. So there's no manning up for Derek Kay. He's one of the biggest, excuse my, and there's nothing against women, but one of the biggest male pussies out there. He really is. That guy is not a man. You know, man or mouse, he gets the mouse title. Drivers man up. Female and male drivers man up or woman up. Okay, however you want to call it, right? But, you know, we doing what it takes. We actually taking care of drivers. Drivers are looking out for drivers, you know? I mean, it breaks my heart. Tina, 2 weeks ago, gets the COVID-19. She's at home going through all the motions. You know, Uber should be sending her the money so she could have the tablets and the supplements. I had to ship them out. Now, I'll gladly do that, right? Because if that could be the difference between getting the immune system up or a person dying, I'm signing up all day long, right? But, you know, that shouldn't be our role. That should be their role. This is their role. This is their role. What have they done? Shit. What has Derek Kay done? Shit. And you guys got to keep on hammering on Twitter. Dara on Twitter. Tony West, where is the PPE? Where is the PPE you promised? People are dying. You have blood on your hands. You got to keep on slapping them down so that the public sees who they are. Brandon, many, many lawsuits are on the way. Many lawsuits will be filed once the courts reconvene, once lawyers get back together, once their offices are open up. Many cases will be filed. I'm telling you, 2021 is going to be the year where Uber gets pounded. At the end of 2020, going into 2021, 2021 is going to be the year, mark my words, an avalanche of lawsuits that I don't think Uber can dig themselves out of. You know, it's unbelievable, my friends, unbelievable. So let's move on here. Disclosure information. Uber uses and intends to continue to use its investor relations website as a means of disclosing material, non-public information and for complying with its disclosure obligations under Regulation FD. Accordingly, investors should monitor the company's investor relations website in addition to following the company's press releases, SEC filings, public conference calls, presentations, and webcasts. I'm sure they don't look too rosy in the next 6 months. Preliminary financial information. That's a tongue twister. We report our financial results in accordance with U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. Generally accepted accounting principles. All financial data in this press release for the quarter ended March 31 is preliminary, as financial close procedures for the quarter ended March 31, 2020 are not yet complete. These estimates are not a comprehensive statement of our financial position and results of operations as of and for the quarter ended March the 31st. Why are they not complete because they are just too embarrassing? There's just no money there. Nothing coming in, everything going out. Actual results may differ materially from these estimates as a result of the completion of normal quarter-end accounting procedures and adjustments, including the execution of our internal control over financial reporting, the completion of the preparation and management's review of our financial statements for the quarter ended March 31st, and the subsequent occurrence or identification of events prior to filing of the first quarter financial results of 2020 on Form 10Q with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Forward-looking statements. We're going to get to that part. This is where it gets interesting. But you know what? Use, I'm telling you, use the small claims court. Use it. It works. I have, since 2000, today, 2020, in 20 years, I have fought 14 small claims court suits that I have brought. And those, in the day, sometimes I believe at one stage it was under $5,000. Today in California, it's under $10,000, right? You can sue up to $10,000. Let me just tell you, my record in small claims court, very proud of it, 14-0, no losses, 14-0. Because you get to, if you bringing a legitimate case and you standing up and you can speak and you can present your case clearly with good evidence, you win, right? Or you should win. Beyond that, in the apartment industry, because I had a big apartment network, many people would bring me in as a, what do they call, experts witness in that field. And so probably 4 or 5 times I appeared as an expert witness for people engaged in, let's say, landlord-tenant situations. And we managed to turn it around to their favor, or get settlements, or at least get an out-of-court settlement where the person didn't have to pay $6,000, maybe they paid $1,500. I still see that as a victory, right? So, moral of the story here, long story short, small claims court works. Bring your case and don't be shy. It's very, very easy to file a case against Uber. You file against Uber Incorporated and Razor LLC. That's it. You have their address, right? You have it served, and you get your day in court. My last small claims case, the last one that I filed was against Uber, and then I have a very large case, but to get a small little victory in court based on my argument. They pushed this all the way over to September now, but that was for $9,000 something, just under $10,000 short, right? And they were ready on the phone to settle that with me. But then in comes the pandemic, and we delayed and we delayed and we delayed. Right, so that's a battle for another day. But I'm telling you, you got to bring that fight to them in small claims court. For example, if they didn't take care of you during the COVID-19 situation and you were expecting monies, sue them for that. If they owe you back wages for misclassification, you sue them for that. You go after your money. It's your money. Yeah, expert choice. Of course you do. You know. Let me assess your damages. How many hours a day do you work? Expert's choice. How many hours a day do you work? Abstract Echo says, I have over 300 case wins, 100% success rate. I'm teaming up with you, Jimmy. I actually like to talk to you, Jimmy, because you're super smart in that arena. Really would. I actually have a great proposition for you where we both can make good money. So expert choice, not getting any feedback as far as, let's just say, I'm going to ask you something. Let me ask it this way. How much do you earn daily if you work 8 hours a day? So I'm guessing you're making $20 a day. I mean, $20 per hour. My guess is you make on average 150 to 160 a day. Is that correct? Am I accurate in saying that? Am I fairly accurate in saying that you earn 150 to 160 a day? It's a yes or no answer. I'm just saying, if you could answer me, because I'm talking to experts' choice right now. During those 8 hours, am I right in assuming that you make about 150 to 160 a day? Brandon makes 150 to 200. I'm asking you, just be honest. I need some numbers from you. 150 to 200. So we work with 175, not 150 to 200. It's 175 times 5 days, right? You get it? Okay, that's 850. That's $875. That's what you put your claim in for. 875 plus the day that you missed to go for the courts. You can try put in a 6 day. So you basically take them to small claims court for $1,000. That's it. Just go in with $1,000, and your argument is that they wrongfully kicked you off the platform, and let them explain why. Right? They don't have a reason, because the thing is they reinstated you after the 5 or 6 days. Am I correct? So after those 5 days, you were working again. Am I correct? Exactly. So there we go. So why did you deactivate me? For no reason. You don't have a reason. You took me off the platform for 5 to 6 days. I have to spend the day in court now. Your Honor, this is what I'm losing. Here are my numbers. I printed them out for you. Here are my statements, what I make per hour. This is what I historically make month after month. Let me break it down for you, Honor. This is what I make on average per day. Times the 6 days, these are my damages. And Uber's given me no, put me, now unfortunately you can't, you're not in Supreme Court where you could ask for more, emotional distress, blah, 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 all those other things. You just break down the basic numbers. That's what small claims court is about. And is it worthwhile going in there and filing for $1,000? Yes, all day long. Thank you very much. So forward-looking statements. This press release, just listen to how an attorney words this. Right? This is where the attorney comes in. This is where Tony West and his team comes in to cover their ass. Of course you do. You have all the proof. Your proof is your average weekly earnings. Your proof is when you were off and when you went back on, based on the correspondence between you and the customer service. Very easy case. So the press release contains forward-looking statements regarding our future business expectations. It's from Uber on their website yesterday, which involve risks and uncertainties. Actual results may differ materially from the results predicted, and reported results should not be considered as an indication of future performance. Forward-looking statements include all statements that are not historical facts and can be identified by terms such as anticipate, believe, contemplate, continue, could, estimate, expect, hope, intend, may, might, objective, ongoing, plan, potential, predict, project, should, target, will, would, or similar expressions. Cover every excuse under the sun is covered in that terminology. Well, we could. Perhaps. We should. We hope to. We intend to. Or similar expressions and the negatives of those terms, and the negatives of those terms. So they basically, the legal attorney that formulates is basically acknowledges those are all very, very negative terms that we are using here. We anticipate, we believe we will do that. We have been contemplating making this and this change. We continue to hold hope. If we had to make an estimate, it could be in the region of this and this, but projections should be blah, blah, blah. Classic, 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 classic legal talk. Breen Cliver, Brandon got my letter yesterday in Illinois, said I don't make enough to receive benefits. I make $800 a week. So I sent them proof of earnings today. What a joke. Exactly. Go Donnie Com is in the house. So are you joining the 24-hour challenge, Go Donnie? I saw you sent me a link. You made a video. That's good. Glad to have you on board. There was no movement on the 24th, so a couple of days ago, I just said, let's do, Dark Road Run was talking about it because Sensei brought it up. I said, let's just do Sunday, 9 a.m. So I'm glad that a couple of people have committed to it. Go Donnie has committed to it. You know, and whatever we want to talk about. Go Donnie Come believes he's the judge. He says, I'm judging everybody and going to keep you guys straight. Come on, man. Look, firstly, you don't have a law degree, so you never became a judge. Secondly, you shouldn't judge people. Not a good thing in the first place. But the other part I'll hand you, the come on, man. Come on, people, you can do better. Come on, man, you can do better. But I'm not being judged by Go Donnie Com, I can tell you that. But I like your humor. Brandon says, yeah, I'm trying to get my unemployment approved in New Jersey. I'm trying to get my unemployment approved in New Jersey. So you haven't had a victory there yet. Are you still waiting? By the way, we're on 52. I would super greatly appreciate it if we could pump it up, 52. I'm putting in the time here. I'm putting in probably 1 to 1.5 hours to bring attention to very important matters, to bring attention to the Sunday live feed, Sunday 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern time. You guys could just do me a favor and return and just pump up those likes. Just smash that like button right now. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So I want to get through this. We're almost there. We're almost there, and then I'm going to show you some really, really, really cool things that you can implement in your business. Marketing-wise, the other channel, Rideshare Driving School, if you haven't subscribed there, do go over there. Just subscribe because I'm going to be sharing so many great ways of building your business, no matter what business you're in, right? Rideshare Driving School. If you haven't subscribed, go over to that one. So let me just read all these negative terms that they've come up with. And again, this is total legal talk here. Forward-looking statements include all statements that are not historical facts and can be identified by terms such as anticipate, believe, contemplate, continue, could, estimate, expect, hope, intend, may, might, objective, ongoing, plan, potential, predict, project, should, target, will, or would, or similar expressions and the negatives of those terms. Forward-looking statements involve known and unknown risks, uncertainties, and other factors that may cause our actual results, performance, or achievements to be materially different from any future results. Performance or achievements expressed or implied by the forward-looking statements. Rideshare Geek, yo, Brian in the house. Brian, thank you, my friend. Houston, Texas. If you guys can hit that See his logo, his icon there? If you can hit that, he has an amazing blog. He has been bringing out fantastic, and I say fantastic, blogs that will help you on the marketing side. But where Brian has also been very instrumental is helping people in Texas. He's done all the research there. He moved the research over to my email and said, Torsten, talk about this. So he takes full honors for the research and the work that he's done in Texas. My friend from Houston, please do hit the subscribe button at the Rideshare Geek. He is another brother who's looking out for brothers and sisters. I can tell you that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Senator Bobo in the house. Cordell, get out. Cordell got out at the right time. Exactly, he did, right, Senator? He pulled the parachute. What, at $29, $30? He pulled the parachute. He probably got out at the exact right time. So these risks, uncertainties, and other factors relate to, among other developments in the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting impact on our business and operations, competition, managing our growth and corporate culture, financial performance, investments in new products or offerings, our ability to attract drivers, consumers, and other partners to our platform. Interesting line here. Our ability to attract drivers. Our ability to attract drivers. I think that ability is tanked because you've pulled the referral program and a lot of people have exited Uber and gone to food delivery. So your ability to, how do they put it here? Your ability to attract drivers, my friends, is going to be something that's going to come back and bite you in your ass. Because you basically did not pay people when they recruited. You know, when you pay a recruiting agency to bring you, to headhunt you a person, you pay them. And Uber's attitude was, go out, find us all of these drivers, bring them in with a future promise of paying you. But because of the pandemic, April the 1st, we're not going to pay you. So you're going to have a massive problem recruiting drivers because people like Dustin, people like Calvin, people like Torsten, people like Harry, once bitten, twice shy. Do you think that we are going to go and help you? Hell no. So where are we? In addition, other potential risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ from the results predicted include, among others, those risks and uncertainties included under captions risk factors and management of decision, of discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations in our Form 10-K and other filings made with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All information provided in this release is as of the date of the press release, and any forward-looking statements contained herein are based on assumptions that we believe to be reasonable as of this date. Undue reliance should not be placed on the forward-looking statements in this press release, which are based on information available to us on the date hereof. We undertake no duty to update this information unless required by law. Listen to that. We undertake no duty to update this information unless required by law. So we're going to keep you in the dark unless the law tells us we cannot keep you in the dark and we got to talk about it, right? So keep them under the clouds. Don't let them know what's going on. This, my friend, this entire section here, formulated by Tony West and co. Our mission is to ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. Oh my God, don't make me sick. Our mission is to ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. I would replace that with our mission failed to ignite drivers properly and to help the world during the pandemic. That's the sentence I would replace that one with. Let me jump back into the room briefly. Josh O says, it sucks. Everyone went to food delivery. I like food delivery way better. The market's going to be crowded. Yes, it is. But Josh, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's not a, people think, oh my God, you know, why are all these people coming into my, it's like the my syndrome, right? Into my area, into my food delivery area. The bottom line is people need to survive. People follow the money, right? People follow the opportunities, right? So this is my area. It's now saturated because of you. That thinking needs to fall away, because it could have been exactly the other way around. It could have been food delivery people, for some reason, whatever went on there, suddenly all migrated over to riders and then into becoming drivers. And then you say to yourself, you know what, I'm now entering a market where I haven't been for 3 years, and I'm entering their turf. So you can't have it both ways, my friend. I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. So how is my friend Tina doing? Can you give us an update? Let's roll, Tina. To see you here makes me happy. Portland, Oregon in the house. Tina just rolled in. Can she give us an update? Mark Rowden says, Tina, love, 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 love emojis. How are you feeling? I'm going to mirror Mark Rowden's question. Tina, love, 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 love. How are you feeling? On H, love you back, my friend. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I want to set the record straight here for Derek K with a sentence. So let's roll. Tina says, Mark, Monday or Tuesday, I was diagnosed with walking pneumonia. I started breathing treatments at home and taking the vitamins from the professor, and I'm doing well. Woo! Pump that immune system up, darling. Pump it up. And shout if you run out of anything. We'll get you more. No problem. I hope you're doing better, man. Pray for full recovery. Really do. Hope you do well, my dear. Now, Tina, we're talking about the sheep in wolf's clothing. Who are we talking about? Derek K. This is his statement, right? Uber says, our mission is to ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. Firstly, people on the front line kept the world in motion, right? Secondly, we create the opportunity. We create the money. I have seen no igniting of opportunities by Uber, quite the opposite. Awesome. Just shout. Shout if you need us. So they say we revolutionized personal mobility with ride sharing, and we are leveraging our platform to redefine the massive meal delivery and logistics industries. We are amazing. Our egos are just boiling over. We are brilliant. We revolutionize personal mobility. We are leveraging our platform to redefine the massive meal delivery. That make me throw up, Dara. We are a technology platform, has to say that again. We are a technology platform, underline, that uses a global network, leading technology, operational excellence, and product expertise to power movement from point A to B. Why don't you replace that line as we are a technology platform that does not take care of our drivers and our food delivery people. That's how I would end it. How I would end. If you want to move if you want to move in truth, if you want to move in facts, end that entire paragraph with, we are a technology platform that does not take care of our drivers and our food delivery people. Period. That's how you should end it if you want to remain in the sphere, in the universe of truth, right? We develop and operate proprietary technology applications supporting a variety of offerings on our platform. I would replace that with, we create algorithms that manipulate the earnings of drivers and food delivery people. That's how I would change that paragraph for them. We connect consumers with independent providers of ride services, restaurants, and food delivery services, public transportation networks, e-bikes, scooters, and other personality mobile options. Let me rephrase that paragraph or sentence for them. We suck up to the consumers and give them the very, very best rates and take away from the drivers and food delivery services and extort restaurants up to 40%. So we make the maximum returns for our greedy, egotistical selves, period. Terry Tips, respect, my brother. Good to see you, man. I look at that icon there. I wish I could blow it up because he has the most awesome smile. Send you nothing but love. Hope you, your family, your friends, your relatives, your grandmother, your grandfather, hope you're all doing well. We send you love and light. Respect back to you, my friend. That's a guy I respect. Salute him. He's built out a solid channel. If you have not subscribed to Terry Tips, there it's right there. The gentleman that said respect, because he knows what true respect means. He knows what it means to be respected and to give respect back. That's why he puts that statement out there, you know. So let's respect him back. Hit the subscribe button. Go watch his videos. You'll learn a lot, right? These are the type of people that change the rideshare world, the food delivery world for the better, right? These type of individuals. And I salute you, my warrior. So I've literally rephrased that whole last paragraph for them because I feel like the company is really unable to operate or move in the universe of truth. It's all smoke and mirrors, my friends. So we are also developing technologies that provide autonomous driving vehicle solutions to consumers, networks of vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, and new solutions to solve everyday problems. I'm going to read you that last sentence, and then I'm going to change it for them. You're going to like what I have to say. So we are also developing technologies that provide autonomous driving vehicle solutions to consumers, networks of vertical takeoff drones, and landing vehicles, and new solutions to solve everyday problems. Should have ended like this. We are developing technologies to take away the jobs of drivers and food delivery people and screw them over and replace them with drones and autonomous vehicles, period. That's it. I just wrote your press release for you. And that was an honest press release that I gave them. They owe me money. Jimmy says, LOL, no need, Thor. They love me. I bet they love you. Like they love me. They love us. All right, so we're on 128. I said I would go to 130, so 90 minutes. I'm pretty much on the money there. I'm on 66. I know I can get to 70. I definitely know I can get to 70. In fact, let's make it a bidding platform. I'm just going to pretend I have a huge audience, and there's a bid in the back on 66. And a gentleman in the back, we got 66, 66. Another lady in the front here, 67, 67. Thank you very much for the bid, ma'am. 67. Lady in the front with a gray hat, 67. Anybody out there going to go to 68, 68? Anybody in the room going to go to 68? Anybody in the back row, 68, 68? And we have a lady here in the front row with a gray hat, 67. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have 67 for the first. We have 67 for the second. Anybody in the house? Anybody else willing to do 68? We're on 67 on the front row. The lady with the gray hat. We're 67. We have 67 for the third. Highest bidder, 67. 69. Didn't make it to 69. The NES, we didn't make it there. Magical number 69, but we only made it to 67. All right. You know what? I guess I'm going to have to keep on chatting because I'm not leaving until I'm getting 70. So if you want to get rid of me, hit the like buttons. There we go. 69 in the house. 69, 70. Whoop, whoop. That's cool. 3 people wanted to get rid of me because, as I said it, they pumped that like button. I'm cool with that. 71. I appreciate you guys. 71. I will be back later this afternoon, and I'll tell you what, I think I'll announce it, what time, sort of towards the late afternoon. I really want to talk about HR block and TurboTax and what went wrong there. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, right? They were on this, or they did that. We're going to talk about that. What went wrong? It's not right that these individuals and H&R Block and TurboTaxes are going to lose so many customers. Now, what I do want to say, I want to leave you off. I want to leave you with this thought. Kenneth Hollick, hello, how are you? No unemployment for us yet. I hope it comes. It's Moose says, turnabout will be fair play. Justice will happen. Yes, it will, my friend. John Bloxham in the house. I don't care about AB5. I don't want to be an employee. All Uber Lyft had to do is pay the drivers properly. Could have used all the attorney money for the drivers, but obviously didn't happen, right? So you're still stuck without cash. Tris Moore says, UI, unemployment. I got a response back. It doesn't say approved or denied. Probably means it's still in limbo. They're working on it. Nothing saying that I qualify for, just says, no need to do anything more, and a debit card is on its way. Well, if a debit card's on its way, that's a good sign. It means there's money on the debit card. That's a good thing. Josh O says, my unemployment app is still stagnant in Cali. Yes, indeed it is. California, myself, Tris. Where are you, Tris? Where is Tris? Yeah, April the 28th. I was just going to say, Jimmy Abstract Echo beat me to it. California, April 28th. We've been promised. We've been promised movement on that day, my friends. Okay? And by the way, I have 2 live feeds going simultaneously. One in Rideshare Professor, one in Rideshare Driving School. So if I do another feed later, if you don't mind jumping to the other one, I need the hours there, the watching hours. I need to get to 4,000 hours, and then I'm going to blow you away. So this is where I want to end the live feed. I want to show you one of many, right? Let me just put the screen on. You guys are like, what is Torsten? What is Rideshare Professor talking about? In the world of social media marketing, I'm going to make a very simple statement. The most powerful tool to get the most traffic, if you know how, is on YouTube. Why do I say that? Because Google owns YouTube. Google is the big brother of YouTube. YouTube is the little brother of Google. So you create the love on the YouTube environment and Google will look after you. There is no better tool in the market, nothing. $4,000 for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. $4,000 for these 14 tools. And I will be talking about how to use the keyword suggestion blaster, how to use live event blaster, how to use live event blaster 2, how to use mass video blaster, how to use mass video downloader, how to use pixel blaster, how to use split blaster, how to use trace blaster, how to use video lead studio, how to use video marketing blaster pro, how to use video spin Blaster Pro Plus, how to use Lingo Blaster, how to use Captionizer, how to use 301 Pumper in the new Spot Above channel. I am going to teach you everything, hands on deck, just like I did in the rideshare, in this channel, in the other channel, which will be converted to Spot Above. The moment I hit 4,000 hours, we're going to be talking about business. Whatever business you want to get off Abstract Echo, phenomenal art pieces, right? Let me tell you, and correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy Abstract Echo. The only thing that stands between Jimmy Abstract Echo and sales, success, getting that value for his product, because he has phenomenal art pieces that are in perspex, neon lighting. He did a phenomenal piece on Kobe Bryant, which you could probably sell for $5,000-$6,000. It's my guess. It's my guess, right? The only thing that stands between you, Jimmy, and I'm not just using Jimmy as an example. I'm using Jimmy could represent anyone. Jimmy could represent Mark Roughton. Jimmy could represent Scott Tucker. Jimmy could represent Love and Light. Jimmy could represent Josh. The only thing that stands between your sales, your success, and your product, which you do very well, is that in the field of marketing, of selling your product, of bringing your product across to the marketplace, to the highest bidders, to buyers, is that exactly what I said, is the inability to really pinpoint online marketing and accelerate things. So what I will be doing the moment we hit the 4,000, the faster you help me get there, the faster I will teach you every single one of these components, how to use it. And I know that Dustin will say, geez, like, I want to do that too. Dustin knows he has more subscribers than Rideshare Professor in his channel. But Dustin also knows that Rideshare Professor Torsten operates 8 channels and has 9,200 videos and has many other different things going on, products you sell, right, on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. All of those specifics will be discussed in the Spot Above channel. But to give you an idea, let's just go to, just as a teaser, right? We go to the first one over here, Keyword Suggestion Blaster. Ladies and gentlemen, Keyword Suggestion Blaster, right? Beyond the 4 or 5 keywords that you can come up with when you're marketing a blog, when you're marketing a video, when you're attaching tags or keywords to a social media platform to amplify that video, to amplify that blog, to bring in traffic, right? That exact word, keywords or tags, is what makes all the difference. If I use this blaster, this is something that I sold back in 2006 to Coldwell Banker Group up in Parsippany, New Jersey. I met the president of the they own Sotheby's, Century 21, and Coldwell Banker, the NRT group or something like that. I sold them a portfolio of 26 million keywords. That was back in 2006. 14 years later, people are still doing that, right? And we will talk about what that means to get marketing on steroids, to keep it going, right? So if I take a keyword up here, I put in Uber, right? So I just put in a basic keyword there, Uber. There it is right there. I translate it into English and put it on the blaster. What this does is it goes to Google and all the search engines and says, if the word Uber is typed into Google or other search engines, what other combinations are they also possibly searching for? Uber driver, Uber pranks, Uber commercials, Uber Eats drivers, Uber driver prank, Uber driver raps Godzilla, Uber everywhere remix, Uber stock, Uber Eats promo code, Uber estimate, Uber stock price, Uber app, Uber drive-in login. on and on and on and on and on and on, probably 300 or 400 Uber combinations, Uber Danger, Uber Drama, Uber YouTube, Uber Danger Twitter, Uber commercial song, Uber commercial delivery, Uber Eats promo, Uber Eats jobs, Uber Eats gift card, Uber Eats sign up, on, and I'm just going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keywords. Uber stocks, Uber stock quote, Uber stocks today, Uber stock earnings day. So what I'm saying with this is what I'm going to show you. If anybody's interested, I will, no matter what business you're in, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you are a plumber, whether you are an artist, whether you are a real estate agent, whatever business you're in, I will show you how to create the very, very, very best keyword portfolios for your marketing, right? Yes, I did. I'm sure Uber dumbass is there somewhere. Mark Roughton says the keyword Uber dumbass. I shouldn't have left that out. I'm pretty sure Uber dumbass is in there somewhere. Let me just see. Is it there? Uber. No, it's not. They forgot that one. Long story short is I will show you how to, if anybody's interested, you can email me. I will show you how to put keyword portfolios together. And that'll all come the moment we hit the 4,000 mark, right? And then we'll go through all of these other products, how you use them, how you translate videos. This is where the action is on YouTube. This is how we connected. Yoyito, Uber plane, Uber submarine, Uber horse. Exactly, everything. All right, amigos, we're on 75. I'm happy with that. 9 remembered, 126.20 went to Vanessa Bryant and family. Did you send it? Did you send that to them as a gift? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'll take my hat off to you for that. Mark Roughton, squirrel. Yeah, we're getting the nuts. Mark, see Mark's little squirrel emergency. Yeah, we're going to show you how to collect a lot of nuts for winter time. Because if you start implementing these things, you're going to set yourself up for rainy days, my friend. You don't have to drive anymore. Absolutely, Scott. Tucker says, I'm getting into credit repair. That channel will help me in marketing. Let's just try something. Let's just try something. Credit. That's just the beginning. I think even further out of the box than this here. But let's just look at that. She's like credit repair secrets, credit repair businesses, credit repair letters that work, credit repair companies, credit repair cloud, credit repair software, credit repair cloud review, credit repair 2020, credit repair specialist. Watch this. Look at this list that I'm scrolling through on credit repair. Look at that. It's not ending. Not even halfway yet. Credit repair customer service, credit repair software. Look at that. Hey, Scott, send me an email. I'm going to send you this list. I'm going to create this list here. Right now, I'm going to create this for Scott. I'm going to call this Scott. Scott Tucker. I'm going to send you this list. It's going to be my contribution towards your new company. I created an Excel sheet for you with a few hundred keywords. And then I'll explain to you how you can roll out your website. By the way, Calvin, The Simple Driver is a really smart guy that shows you how to get a basic website going, right? My skill set is not in building websites. I have people that do that for me. And usually you can do that very, very inexpensively if you get yourself a Word template for $30, $40. You populate it and you get your website going, right? You get your GoDaddy account, or whichever you get your hosting company, either Bluehost or GoDaddy, anywhere from $50 to $100 a year, another $15 for your domain. Buy yourself a template. So we're looking at about $60 in hosting fees, another $15 for the domain name, $75, another $40 for the template. For $115, you have a website that is up and running with your content and hosted for a year, right? That $115 can make you $20, $30, $40, $50,000 or more. Now you have to plug in all of the other components, the marketing components, right? The marketing components. If I can draw a very, very basic graph here for you, right? For Scott Tucker. Scott Tucker's website, right? Scott Tucker, right? All of this, Scott, you've pretty much set up, as I've showed you, with a web hosting, annual web hosting fees, GoDaddy fees, and the template, the WordPress template. All you have to do is find the pictures and get all the wording in there. Maximum $120. That's your company for 1 year. What I show you are all the peripherals. Teach you this guy for free. I'm teaching this all for free. I mean, I paid $4,000 for the software that I just showed you here. $4,000 here. Look. For this, right? Obviously, I got deals through this company because I work with it. But these components, right? This could be Facebook. This over here is YouTube, right? All of these, whatever it is, all of these different methods, email marketing, blah. We're going to talk about all of this at Spot Above and how to build that business here, right? So you get that $120 back in 2 days, and then you start making money. It's exciting stuff, my friends. It's worthwhile listening to, and I know I'm going to get a lot of subscribers because I really, really break it down to basics, and I definitely share with you what works and what doesn't work, and how do you find out what works and what doesn't work. I call that like educational dollars, right? And I've spent a lot of educational dollars since the 90s in the internet world. What works, what doesn't work. Even a proven method that still works today, Craigslist, right? You just have to know how to use Craigslist.com. You have to know how to use Facebook Marketplace, blah, blah, blah. So you have to know how to use Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is. It's all there for you. So my invite to Scott is you email me today. I'll send you that list. Right, my friends. I don't want to put all the cards on the table because there's obviously a lot of content we're going to be talking about. It's a lot to share here, but we'll be doing it bit by bit by bit. Awesome. My friends, almost 2 hours. Got to take a break. It's Friday, 3:30, East Coast, 6:30. I'm just curious right now, where is the stock at after hours? 27.88, still holding up. After hours, 6:01 Eastern time. Oh, that's the last time it was updated. It's 6:01 p.m. Eastern time. It's at 27.88. All right, amigos. You're welcome, Mark. Mark, and you let me know in which direction you want to go. I'll help you. Elias, my friend Elias Compton wants to run for mayor of Compton. We talk. What does it take to run for the mayor of Compton? You better have good social media marketing, my friend. So it's all there for the taking. We're sharing openly. We're not charging. Every now and again, people make little contributions. That helps, little donations. But we'll do that next time. And every time you feel like you've got a lot of value, or you feel like, wow, I really learned something, donate $1. Nobody's holding you to it. 50 cents, $2, whatever it is, $5. And so we journey on together. Rideshare 411. Got to share all this wonderful stuff with you. Happy weekend, 411. Happy weekend to Kanka. He says, I refuse to get all benefits. I'm refused to get all benefits. What do I do now? It all depends for what state. They might not quite be ready for you, right? And then you also have the ability to appeal. But I would, Kanka, if I can leave you with this thought, make sure your state is fully up and running before you make that appeal. Sammy's in the house. Mike Clegg says UK 2330. Is that when we're going to meet in 2330? That's a long way away. That's over 210 years from now. So, sorry, 310 years from now. Damn, bro. You moving in 2330? Ay caramba. Guy's way out there. Sammy from Canada. Canada in the house. Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa. Where are you from, my friend? Hey, Danu.
Yes.
Come say hello. Are you watching my videos?
Yes.
Are you having it run?
Yes.
Awesome. On rideshare and driving school? What shirt are you wearing? Show them.
I'm wearing I Love UCLA.
Not UCLA. Lakers, bro. That's not UCLA. What do you think that's UCLA?
I was thinking of Liam.
That's Lakers, my friend.
Yes.
It says LOVE. I think she confused UCLA with Lakers.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I love the Lakers, and UCLA is not too bad either. So that's cool. No worries.
Okay.
High five. High five. I like you. Do you like me, Borat? I like you. Do you like me, Borat? Why am I still around? Because I got to kill another 8 minutes. I'm going to go to 2 hours. That's why. And I need to warm up and practice for Sunday. It's 24 hours. Hell no, dude. Hell no. 24 hours? Danny, do you think we can do a 24-hour live feed? Are you going to stay up with me?
If Mom lets me.
If Mom lets me. Okay, I'll speak to your mother. Make sure you get your gloves. LA, Kanka, happy weekend to you, my friend. Have an awesome weekend in LA. The weather this weekend, low 60s. The weather next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mid 80s. 20 degrees difference within 1 week. So Kanka, enjoy next weekend. This weekend's going to be a little bit cool here in LA. Oh, Sammy, you got $2,000 monthly from the government. We received $2,000. You did? I'm happy for you. Good. Stop Uber. I hear you. Stop Uber. Absolutely. Get the cash. You've paid in. Listen, you guys, this is not a free handout. This is money you deserve. You've paid into the system. You've paid your dues. You've paid in. Right? 13K. Sorry, my friend. We don't allow spam. Sorry about that. Yes, we will, Kanka. Good to see you, my friend. I'm trying to find one of these. I saw one at the auction. It was in really bad shape. It went for $2,500. Probably would have had to put in about $15,000. It's just not worth it. It was so badly rusted. But I like this shirt because it reminds me of Hawaii. I've been here several times to the Kona Brewing Company. Great food, great service, great ambiance. If you're ever on the Big Island, go and hit up the Kona Brewery Company, right? And if you know of a VW, one of the old buses, the surf buses, if you know one that's going for the right price, hit me up. Looking for one of those. Looking for one. All right, where are we? We're on 154. 5 more minutes. We can do it. Keep me company. Keep me company. Alex Ross is in the house. Very good day to you, sir. Happy weekend to you and your family. And I hope you guys are staying safe and that you're all working together. And every time you go out of the house, everybody is wearing one of these, right? Or one of these here. N95, 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 come alive. N95, N95, come alive. Rideshare 411, glad for asking. Let's fill 411 in. Are you ready, 411? Yes or no? Just type yes or no. Are you ready, 411? Yes or no? What's the answer? It's getting hot in here. Jane Ray says yes. Just waiting on 411. He's lagging. He's taking his time. He's still contemplating. He's thinking. He's thinking. Yes, he's in. He's in. So Sunday, a lot of YouTubers are doing a 24-hour live feed channel. Now, what does this mean for viewers and subscribers? What does it mean for YouTubers? For viewers and subscribers, or members of our house, members of Dustin's house, members of Rideshare 411, I would say bounce around, see who's participating on the day, send them a couple of words of encouragement. If you like what they're talking about in that hour, on the hour, join them, participate, jump to the next, jump to the next, jump to the next, spread the love. From a YouTuber's point of view, a great opportunity to bring all the YouTubers under one roof, talk about the gig companies, show and describe and explain to the public what they could do better, call out the companies that they have failed in the PPE department and they have to really step up. Basically find any way you can to bring awareness to very important issues, to the treatment of drivers, to the treatment of how delivery people are treated, to people on the front line, to the way food delivery companies are treating restaurants. You could talk about AB5, you can talk about misclassification, you could talk about wages that Uber still owes people, potential lawsuits that are looming on the horizon. I mean, there is so much content. There is so much content. I obviously going to have a field day with Dara Kay and Tony West on that day, because again, there's a lot to highlight. Things they still haven't done. I'm going to call them on many of those promises, right? They've talked a lot, but they haven't done much. So there's so much content out there. You could talk about stock price. You could talk about the transportation business. You can talk about marketing. I'm going to, in 24 hours, you just have to, not that I'm going to make 24 hours, but in 24 hours, you've got to talk a lot. So whatever you can talk about, what I would suggest Rideshare 411 is make a list, a long, long list, right? This is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to talk about. This one, you have your action list, you put it up here, and you say, okay, let me talk about that now. Let me talk about that now. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to that. Plus, I think the most important thing is read out as many comments and get the public get all the subscribers, all the viewers participating. Call out their comments. Read out their comments. My guess is between 5, 6, 7 channels that will participate. Should be a lot of good content that's going to be shared in the internet world. That's all I have to say. So I have 50 seconds to go. Are you wearing your mask?
Yes, it's homemade.
Come here, your homemade mask. Okay, do you want to demo your homemade
My
mask?
homemade mask.
Let's just see. I gotta check it out
It won't
first.
fit you.
I'm not. So did you make this?
Yes, it won't fit you though.
Did you staple this? Did you
I glued it.
Do you think the glue's going to come undone on fabric?
No. It's fabric glue.
Okay, so this is pretty good. Does this so this fits on your one ear?
Not you.
No, not me, but it'll fit on your one ear, and it'll go all the way to your other ear because you have a much smaller head than I do.
Yes.
So just demo it for the people.
I have hair behind my ears.
Oh, I think your head's too big, or your ears are too big, or your nose is too small. Oh, you look like a ninja right now. Okay, you look like a ninja. Does that really work?
Well, it's my first time making one, so I have to make it bigger.
So I would say you make it slightly bigger, 1 inch
bigger.
Okay, so I question, how long did that take you to make?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. So you could easily make another one, right?
Yes.
Do you want to make it slightly bigger?
Oh yeah.
And another suggestion I would make is that maybe your ears are pretty big, so maybe you need to make this part a little bit bigger as well. So you go 1 inch in that direction and maybe another ½ an inch in this direction.
Yes.
And then we got the money. Then you can come back in the next live feed and you demo it. How's that? Cool. I like creativity. I support creativity. We're on 2 minutes. We're on 2 hours. I almost said we're on 2 minutes. We're way beyond 2 minutes. We're on 2 hours. So love you all. I'm out of here. Happy Friday, everyone. Alex Ross says, would you say gator scarves acceptable? Any types of scarves are acceptable. And yes, she is cute. She's funny. And she keeps me on my toes, that one. She challenges me a lot, but I'm always up for a challenge. Rideshare 411. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Tomorrow, definitely we'll be making a feed. And then later on, I want to squeeze in another H&R and Block live feed. Maybe that's something you can also talk about, Rideshare 411. Sort of direct the people on H&R and TurboTax, what the screw-ups are, where they can go, what they can do. I want to go a little bit more into depth. People need to get paid. People are stressed out. People need the money. People are expecting the money. And people need to breathe. It's very easy now for the people that got money Wednesday, Thursday. The money came in, right? And they can breathe a little bit. Now, my fiance, she has 3 kids. You've met one, Danny. You've met all 3, actually. So she was supposed to get the $1,200 for her, for the mother, and then for the $500 each for the 3 dependents. So $1,500 plus $1,200, $2,700. Today she walks in this morning and says, I got the $2,700. It's in my account. Awesome. Good for her. I haven't received my $1,200. I don't know why. I haven't received the $600 per week either. I don't know why. I'm not counting on it. If I get it, I'll be happy. Peace out, everyone. Have a great one. We'll catch up at the next feed. Be safe, guys. If you're getting out on the road, remember masks, disinfectants, gloves, etc., etc. I know I sound like a stuck record, but we got to do this. We got to get together. Peace out. Have a good one. Thank you.